Let's now take a look at GRE over IPsec. GRE stands for Generic Route Encapsulation. GRE is the protocol which is used for creating tunnels between different locations. However, GRE does not provide security. So if you want to provide security for GRE tunnels or GRE communication, we can use IPsec, because GRE provides us the functionality of exchanging or communicating multicast or broadcast traffic or traffic which is non-IP traffic. GRE supports these types of traffic which IPsec does not. So if you want to use any of these traffics, if you want to support multicast traffic, broadcast traffic or non-IP traffic, and we want to secure that communication, then we can use GRE over IPsec. So GRE over IPsec can be used for secure traffic exchange for multicast traffic. So if there is any video traffic using multicast, we can secure that using GRE over IPsec. For example, if this is the scenario that there are two devices, once again, headquarter and branch office, they want to exchange multicast traffic, and multicast traffic will be encapsulated in GRE, and then GRE will be secured using IPsec. We have to implement GRE over IPsec. The scenario is fairly simple, and this is these are the configuration steps that we are going to follow. First of all, the basic firewall configuration, then we are going to do the GRE configuration. Once GRE configuration is done, then we are going to do the IPsec configuration, and you understand the IPsec configuration very well. We'll take a look at this configuration in the command line mode, because it's easier and simpler to do this configuration and create the tunnels in the command line mode instead of doing it in the graphic user interface. So let's take a look at the configurations in the command line mode. These configurations have skipped a number of steps. This is only related to creating the GRE tunnel. The IPsec profiles are not being created here, that we have already created. So we are just using those IPsec profiles for securing the tunnel communication of GRE. So this is GRE related configuration which we are doing in the command line interface. We create a tunnel interface tunnel 1. Since this is going to be a GRE interface, or this is going to be a GRE tunnel, we configure the tunnel protocol as GRE. The tunnel source is going to be 1.1.3.1, tunnel destination is going to be 1.1.5.1, and the IP address of the tunnel interface of this interface is going to be 172.16.2.1/24. So these are the tunnel source and destination IPs, and this is the IP address of the tunnel interface itself. Then we have to configure a static route so that we can forward the traffic through this tunnel interface for the destination network on the other side of the network, towards the other firewall or towards the remote site. Then we configure the IPsec profile 1. The proposal is translate 1, and the IKEY peer is B, and we do the configuration separately. And then going into interface tunnel 1, we associate this profile with this interface tunnel 1. So this profile configuration is something which we do here. So as I mentioned earlier, we can either do the IPsec configuration using a policy, or we can do this using the profile. So we are using the profile. So we are linking this IPsec profile with the interface tunnel 1 which we created here. So this means that all the traffic that is going through this GRE interface tunnel 1 is going to be secured using the IPsec profile Pro 1. So this was the GRE IPsec configuration. In this video, we are going to look at the IPsec VPN configuration using certificate authentication, or using certificate authority, or CA. In order to do IPsec configuration using CA, the concept is slightly complicated, slightly difficult to understand. However, we'll try to make it as simple as we can. In this case, the two sides are going to exchange the information with each other. However, in order to authenticate each other, they are going to use a certificate authority. A certificate authority is an entity which is a guarantor for both the sites for both the peers, and this is responsible, this certificate authority is responsible for authenticating the identity of the two sites. This certificate authority is going to issue a local certificate to both the sites. Both sites are going to have their own local certificates which are going to be a proof of their identity, and then they are going to have a CA certificate of this CA which is going to give the name of the guarantor who is responsible for providing the authenticity of these two sites. So using the CA certificate and the local certificate, these two sites, the branch office and the headquarter, can authenticate each other. How this is done, let's take a look at this scenario in the next slide in this picture. As you can see that the two firewalls, in order to establish the IPsec tunnel, they need to authenticate each other. They are going to authenticate each other using each other's certificates. We call these the local certificates. So this is a certificate of firewall B and this is the local certificate of firewall A. Plus firewall A is also going to have the CA certificate, the guarantor certificate. So these two certificates together are going to be stored with the firewall A, and similarly these two certificates are going to be stored with the firewall B. So when firewall A wants to establish a connection or establish a security association with firewall B, it demands the local certificate of firewall B, and then it checks that local certificate against using the CA certificate that it already has. Similarly, firewall B is going to authenticate firewall A using firewall A's local certificate and checking it with the CA certificate that it already has. Once both the certificates, both the local certificates of both the firewalls are verified by the other side using the CA certificate, this means that the two sides have successfully authenticated each other using the certificate authority or using the CA mechanism. How this is done, step by step, this is how it is going to be done. First of all, the basic firewall configuration is done. Then we create the local and the CA certificates on the firewall. Then we configure IPsec, and then during IPsec we associate the certificates with IPsec, and then finally if we need to configure the routes, we'll configure the routes as well. Once again, let's take a look at this configuration first in the command line for certificate generation. There are different steps. You'll master these steps once you practice them, once you practice them on the firewall or in the lab. However, I'll just give you a brief overview of what these steps are doing. First of all, we need to create or generate a key pair, a local key pair. For that, we give the command pki rsa local key pair create, and then we name that key pair. This key pair is a combination of a public key and a private key. This is a public-private key pair, and this has to be exportable so that it can be used for applying for the certificate from the certificate authority. So this has to be exportable. Don't forget to give the exportable keyword. Once we have generated the key pair, the public and the private keys, then we are going to define a PKI entity. This entity, we name it user1 here. This is going to be used for applying to the CA for the CA certificate and for the local certificate. We have to give certain parameters for this local entity or for this PKI entity. We have to give a CN or a common name. The country is China, for example, it can be anything. We give the common name as device A. The IP address which is going to be used is 10.1.61.11. This is the IP address of the interface of the firewall. State, organization unit, we have to configure all these parameters, and this can be anything depending upon your scenario. Once this is done, then we create a PKI realm. We name this realm ABC. In this realm, we call the entity user1 which we created in the previous step, and we call the RSA local key pair RSA key which we once again created in the previous slide. So both these parameters, this PKI entity and this key pair which we generated previously, we bind them together here in this realm. Now that this realm has been created, then we do give a command PKI enroll certificate using realm ABC PKCS10, which means that this is going to be done offline, and the file name is certificate request. This is going to be stored in the form of a file called certificate request or CERDREC. This means that we are requesting the certificate authority engine on the firewall or any external one that please issue us a local certificate as well as give us your CA certificate, because both these certificates are required by the firewall if it wants to be authenticated by the other side for IPsec communication. Once these certificates have been created, then these certificates are going to be used by IPsec for authenticating the other side. So we have to configure the local certificate. We have to upload the local certificate. Now those certificates have been generated and we have those certificates available with us. We upload those certificates to the firewall. So this is the local certificate name which we saved, and this is the CA certificate which we received from the certificate authority. We have to upload both these certificates on the firewall. Once this is done, then we can use these certificates. The same thing is going to be done on the other side. Once this has been done, then the two sides can authenticate each other using the local certificate of the other side and the CA certificate which they have available with them already. Once this is done, then we can now configure the IPsec configuration, or we can do the IPsec configuration now. As you can see, we select site to site here, and important thing is that the authentication type is RSA signature, and we are using the local IDs name and the peer ID is going to be name, and we can give these IP addresses, but these IP addresses are going to be used as names. So this is the basic configuration. Rest of the configuration is the same as we did earlier, so we are not repeating that. So important point to understand here was how to generate the keys, how to generate the certificates, how to import those certificates, and how to upload those certificates to the firewall, and then how to select RSA signature, which uses CA for authentication. So this was all about implementing IPsec using certificate authority. Then now let's finally take a brief look at how we can do the troubleshooting, IPsec VPN troubleshooting. This is just going to be a brief pointers towards how we do the troubleshooting. I leave it to you to practice your troubleshooting once you implement IPsec in the lab. So for troubleshooting, we can do a diagnosis when we are doing the authentication, when we are doing the IKE key exchange. We can proactively initiate the diagnosis, and once we click the diagnose button, and it is going to diagnose, give us the different phases that what has happened during negotiations, IKE negotiation between the two sides and IPsec negotiation between the two sides. And if you see all green ticks here, if there are no alarms, there are no issues, this means that IKE association SA and IPsec security associations have been established successfully, and the two sides can now communicate securely. You can also use command line CLI commands to do the troubleshooting. As we saw earlier, you can use the display IPsec statistics command to look at the traffic that is being secured using IPsec. You can issue the display IKE SA just to see the IKE key exchange and IKE security association development if there are any issues. And then you can also use the display IPsec SA command to see the IPsec security association development between the two sides. Using these commands, you can do relevant troubleshooting, and if there are any errors or any issues, you can see those issues and then you can do the troubleshooting appropriately. So this was all about IPsec based VPNs. I hope you have developed a better understanding of what IPsec is, how we can secure communication between different devices using IPsec, and what are the technical details of IPsec and how we implement IPsec VPNs on Huawei devices. Thank you for watching these videos, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.